Uber burned through its entire 2026 AI budget by April. 4 months. Gone. And now the two biggest AI companies on Earth are preparing dramatic price cuts. But here is the part nobody is talking about. China is already offering the same AI for 107 times less. Here is the price war that will change what you pay for every AI tool you use. Go back to 2024 and 2025. Every company was terrified of being left behind on AI. Boards demanded AI strategy. CEOs promised it. CIOs deployed it everywhere simultaneously. Nobody measured what it returned. Just, use more AI. Move faster. Do not fall behind. That fear had a name by 2026. Token maxing. The practice of burning AI tokens without measuring what they produce. Amazon had employees running meaningless AI tasks to inflate usage stats on internal leaderboards. Not to be more productive. To look more productive on the dashboard. Then came the Uber moment. Uber is one of the most technically sophisticated companies in the world. They spent their entire 2026 AI budget by April. 4 months into the year. The primary driver was Claude Code. Anthropic's coding assistant. Engineers used it for everything. Every bug fix. Every code review. Every refactor. Every new feature. The invoices were enormous. The budget was gone. The monthly cost per engineer at peak was $500 to $2,000. For a team of 100 engineers, that is $50,000 to $200,000 per month. On AI tools alone. Not infrastructure. Not salaries. Just token bills. Then JP Morgan published a note that changed everything. Quote, investors have been discussing the possibility that much of the token spend that corporate America is currently incurring is wasted. Anecdotes from companies like Uber aren't helping this narrative. When JP Morgan writes that sentence, both OpenAI and Anthropic listen. Their IPOs depend on investors not believing AI spend is wasted. June 10, 2026. Wall Street Journal. OpenAI is weighing significant cuts to what it charges for tokens. The word the Wall Street Journal used, drastic. Not modest. Not gradual. Drastic. In anticipation of similar cuts expected at Anthropic. Now look at the current pricing. Claude Fable 5, $10 per million input tokens. $50 per million output tokens. Launched June 9, 2026. 1 day before the Wall Street Journal report. Double the price of the previous Claude model. The most expensive public AI model ever offered. And immediately the company that made it is preparing to cut prices. That sentence tells you everything about the pressure both companies face. GPT 5.5 at $5 input and $30 output per million. Currently the cheaper US frontier option. Sam Altman said it internally. AI costs have become a huge issue for business customers. When the CEO of the world's most famous AI company says costs are a huge issue, that is code for, we are losing customers over the price. And we know it. The IPO timing makes this urgent. OpenAI filed at $852 billion valuation. Anthropic at $965 billion. Investors will look at revenue growth. Revenue growth requires volume. Volume requires accessible pricing. The price war is not a choice. It is the only path to the IPO valuations both companies have claimed. On the surface, developers and companies win. Lower prices mean more AI for less money. Projects not viable at $50 per million become viable at $10. That is the optimistic read. Now hear the uncomfortable read from Sherwood News. Quote, Wall Street is about to find out if it is backing a high-margin tech revolution or just a heavily subsidized utility. Utilities have low margins. Utilities trade at low valuations. OpenAI at $852 billion and Anthropic at $965 billion are valued like tech companies. A price war turns them into utilities. The valuation math gets very uncomfortable. The OpenAI math right now, negative 122% operating margin. Spending $1.35 for every dollar earned. $14 billion. Projected serving costs for 2026. Against $5.7 billion in revenue. Price cuts lower revenue per token. That only works if volume increases enough to compensate. That is not guaranteed. And the combined capex problem, Microsoft, $190 billion in 2026. Alphabet, $180 to $190 billion. Amazon plus Meta, over $80 billion. Total, over $452 billion. All of it betting AI revenue will grow fast enough. A price war in the opposite direction makes that bet much harder to win. Here is the number you need to screenshot. GPT 5.5 output pricing, $30 per million tokens. DeepSeek V4 flash output pricing, 28 cents per million tokens. That is 107 times cheaper. 107 times. On the same category of task. Available today. Open source. MIT license. Anyone can download it and run it themselves at near zero cost per token. On input tokens the gap is 36 times cheaper. GPT 5.5 charges $5 per million. DeepSeek charges 14 cents. Now understand what open source means for the floor. DeepSeek published its model weights. Anyone can download them. Anyone can run them on their own server. At near zero cost. There is no lower floor than zero. OpenAI and Anthropic cannot price below their cost to serve the model. They need NVIDIA chips to run inference. Those chips cost real money. DeepSeek lets you serve it yourself on cheaper hardware. That is not competition. That is a different business model entirely. This is the strategic implication for US labs. OpenAI and Anthropic cannot win on price alone. The price war between them is secondary. The real war is whether US frontier models offer something China's open source cannot. Safety frameworks. Regulatory compliance. Deeper reasoning on complex tasks. Enterprise support and reliability guarantees. Those are the features that justify $30 per million when 28 cents is available. If those features matter to enterprises, US labs survive. If they do not, the price falls to near zero regardless of what OpenAI and Anthropic decide. If you are a developer paying per token, do not lock into annual contracts right now. The price war means prices will drop. Go month to month until OpenAI or Anthropic confirm new pricing. Move routine low-value tasks to cheaper models. Reserve expensive frontier models for tasks that actually require them. If you are a business leader, audit your token spend this week. What did AI actually produce? What was token maxing? Cut the token maxing. Keep the productivity. You will probably find 20 to 40% of AI spend produced no measurable return. The multimodal strategy, route complex reasoning through Claude Fable 5. Route standard coding through GPT 5.5 or Opus 4.8. Route simple tasks through DeepSeek V4 Flash. Route experiments through open source local models. The company using all four optimally pays dramatically less than the one that token maxes on a single expensive model. Watch these dates. GPT 5.6 codenamed Kindle, July 2026, limited government preview first. Gemini 3.5 Pro, still delayed to July. Any price cut announcement from OpenAI or Anthropic changes your calculation immediately. 2 years ago AI was scarce and expensive. Companies paid whatever it cost because they were afraid of being left behind. Today Uber blew their AI budget by April. Today China offers the same quality for 107 times less. Today OpenAI and Anthropic are preparing to cut prices they just raised. The era of scarcity AI is ending. What comes next is either the most democratizing technology shift in history, or a race to zero that leaves every AI company unable to fund the next generation of models. We are about to find out which. Save this video. When the price cuts are announced, you will want to come back and check the numbers against what I just told you. Subscribe so you get the announcement video the moment it goes live. And comment right now, are you already cutting your AI spending because of cost? Or are you still token maxing? Your answer tells me what to cover next.